The Hash It Out Show is brought to you by Boyd's ATA Black Belt Academy in Marrero, Louisiana. Barreto Home Solutions. Bayou Audio and Video. Hot Works on the North Shore. JFK Martial Arts in Mandeville and Covington. Lil Dizzy's Cafe. Kuman of Gretna. HBP Construction and Consulting. Moe's Pizza. Bucks Snow Whiz. CC's Children Blocks. The Pierre Family in Lafayette, Louisiana. Leo Auto Glass. The Juber Family in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Dat Kitchen Restaurant in Chalmette, Louisiana. CoSource Financial Group.
Hands up, hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. 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 Hands up, hands up. If you winning and you don't give a fuck about a hater, tell them move. Move, move, move. Cause I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning. I'm winning, I'm winning, I'm winning.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy. Yeah, it is championship week, ladies and gentlemen. At 7:30, we're going to have the head coach of the Dunham Tigers join us, Coach Neil Weiner. Is going to join us at 7:30. And as you see, I got my guys with me. What's up, VK Jones?
What's going on, folks? Like, tag, share, and subscribe to the Hash It Out Show on social media platforms. We're on Twitter, we're on X, we're on X, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're also on the YouTube on JB the Sports Guy. And you can go back and look at our past stuff, including what we just had Friday night. So please go back and subscribe. This is a big week here in this state of Louisiana. State championships, and I have to do this tonight because of the fact of the matter is,
of course, of course,
whatever. I'm doing this tonight because of the fact of the matter is tomorrow we're doing the picks and everything goes out the window. But tonight, this is a tribute to what this school has been through, and now they're finally on the big stage.
I hear you, man. What's up, George Peppers?
What's up, Kevin Boyd? The question for the both of you: have y'all recovered from Friday night? Because that was an exhilarating, pulsating finish we had. I mean, it's been 3 days.
I'm sick. I don't know how I got sick or why I got sick, but I am sick. I'm much better than I was if you saw the boot breakdown on Sunday.
I watched it.
Yeah, I'm much better than I was on Sunday. But
that's good.
I'm beating it. I'm beating it now. I'm swinging.
We gotta be 100. We gotta be 100% Thursday.
Thursday, I know.
It's go time for us because we're gonna.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say the three of us are gonna. Oh, and look, before the accolades that we have gotten, and I say we because it's three, and we are a team. My guys at work, my people at work have said, man, they listen to the broadcast. I got a text during the broadcast, and I met my coworker today, and he was like, man, y'all calling the game this week? I was like, no, we are, but not for our platform. We're doing it under another one. So I gave him that platform. And he said, man, y'all doing this again next year? I said, hold up. We're doing this in a week or two for basketball. Stay tuned. So we are getting a lot of, you know, and look, they're my coworkers, but they're not going to BS me. You know, they're not going to, you know, and the fact that we had over 26,000 views just really is. And again, we don't want to be zoned in on the numbers, but just the accolades and everything. One of my friends whose son is a starter for St. Aug saw me. Um, is wanting to see me this weekend, you know, Saturday before the game. I said, I hope you're early because it's going to be hard to find you with that crowd that's expected to be there. If you saw Bryce Brown's interview, guys, man said everybody in the city going to be in that building Saturday. I expect VK and I talked about this yesterday. About 40 to 50,000 people are going to be in that dome Saturday for that game.
Lou Valin said on a radio show today, he said over 35,000 just for that game. I'm hoping for 50. But
me too.
Let's recap some of these games that happened. We're gonna start off with the game that we did.
Yes, we did.
John Curtis gave us everything and then some and more. VK, everybody heard your call. You know, break it down a little bit, VK. Go ahead, man. I'll give you the floor for a little bit. Don't take too long, though.
God, wow.
I think I had enough of the floor on Friday, so I'm going to be a team player tonight more than anything else. But like George, you asked me, have I come down? I can politely say.
Oh, wait, I got to answer this. I got to stop you. There's a reason why that question came up because Jared, when that play happened, Jared got up and I didn't see it. I didn't see I didn't see the receiver catching the ball. That's why I said that. It's not intentional. It wasn't like we were all like, holy cow, prisoner of the moment. And, we just got up and reacted and I missed who caught the ball. And that's why I whispered it. I didn't say it loud. Go ahead, BK.
It's all good. So I'm like this. Have I recovered? Hell no. I have not recovered. I'm still on a high right now. This has been amazing. You look at it, the whole game, and by far, this is definitely the best St. Aug Curtis game ever. Out of all the games, this was the best one ever because of the fact of how much was on the line in this ball game, the plays made in this ball game, and everything else. That is how much this game meant to both of these teams on Friday night. And I mean, John Curtis came in there and they were ready and they played an unbelievable game. And they came back being down 13-0 to take a lead. But for St. Aug to just bounce back and continue to fight back, especially with 39 seconds left, for them to drive down the ball and win the game with one timeout left and 4 seconds on the clock, it was absolutely infuriating, amazing in itself for that to happen. And the thing I said last week that, I said that the glass ceiling is going to be broken for a couple of teams. And I was hoping it would be St. Augustine. And that's why I came up with that call, because of the fact that 5 semifinal appearances, and this time the 5th time. And you have to think the past semifinal appearances was by one possession. This time, St. Aug gets it done. The defense was very surprising for Curtis, very near the end. But Coach Valdez credit him for making the adjustments and for them to take advantage of what Curtis had in front of them and just did what they had to do, get it done. And it was great celebration. Great celebration. And I'm going to say this, big ups going to both schools after the ball game, especially cool heads prevailed and both teams still wound up shaking their hands. Class act by both schools.
Yes.
Big time class act. So I like that. And some people, it was a lot of overreaction, but especially, some people on the St. Aug side a little bit, but at the same time, hey, this is their moment. They've been waiting a long time for this. They've been waiting a whole long time. And then you look at also the Curtis people saying that we were classless, and all this other stuff and everything.
Wait. Hold on.
Yes.
Time out.
Shelby.
We're not about to call out nobody saying this
No,
and that.
we're not calling out nobody.
You just did it, so we're not doing that.
Hold on. No, we're not calling
Hold on.
out.
We're not doing that. You just
Can
sit there.
I make the point, please? Just please.
No, you're making no point because you ain't got to say that. You ain't got to say that.
Listen, they're not the only ones. They're not
Okay,
the
but
only
still,
ones.
we say who did what.
Let me rephrase it. Okay? Let me rephrase it. Instead of saying at school, let's get it out for you. Okay?
It ain't for me, for everybody.
No.
It's for me, it's for everybody.
No. You the man, you the CEO. I'm saying that because I'm respecting you on that. That's why your one is up there. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm respecting you. That's why I'm saying it is for everybody, but basically for you because you asked that. So I'm giving you that wish, okay? Let me rephrase the whole thing. To a lot of people that was saying the overreactions and all that stuff, you know, my thing is this. You got to let us have this. I'm sorry. You have to let us have this. There's so many schools that didn't touch that Superdome floor. So many outside of St. Aug has touched it and had a chance and won it. Some didn't, but had that opportunity. For St. Augustine, this right here is a moment in itself. 46 years to have this to happen. But then on top of that, 30 years ago, we celebrated the 30-year anniversary of the St. Augustine National Championship team. 30 years ago, St. Augustine went to Neville, lost 7-6. And the PA announcer specifically said, nobody goes on the field. Please, nobody goes on the field. The Neville fans stormed the field that night. Now, still ain't forget it. 30 years later, look at what happened. We'd waited a long time for this. Please let St. Augustine have this moment because this is their time finally.
Peppers.
Where do I start? Jared, let's flash back to the beginning of that last drive by St. Aug. You noticed it and I picked up on it when Curtis was what defense they were playing. They were playing cover zero. They were leaving the outside routes open, and where St. Aug was able to grab chunk plays, getting chunk yards, and able to get out of bounds and conserve time. I think that was shocking that the Patriots came out in that defense in that spot, knowing that it's had one stoppage of the clock at 39 seconds when they got the football. That part of it stunned me. I mean, and as St. Aug was progressing down the field, I was like, you know what? They could win. They could very well get this. And it took a whip route that messed up the safe. Was it the cover corner? Left him on his ankles. And Mitchell just got wide open, and Rashawn found him and got the winning score. I just, that whole sequence, good on St. Aug, good on them that they've won this, that they're going to be in the finals. But VK, what did I tell you as soon as that game was over? After we went off the air, the job's not done yet. You still got one more game to play. It's great to celebrate a semifinal win, but we're not celebrating semifinals. You got to celebrate a championship. And that's what you got this weekend, an opportunity at 48 minutes. You got to be better than that in the car, St. Augustine. The message is simple. Be better and give yourselves an opportunity to win that football game. Who do we pick? You're going to have to stay tuned tomorrow night to get that answer. But this was, for me, a thrilling, emotionally crazy night. Because when all broke like a shot, up 13-0, what were we thinking? We're like, oh boy, not again. Not week 10. Shelby, I don't know what that's about. I think I do.
I know what he's talking about.
I think I know what I think I know. Yeah. But no, the emotions in that game, it's got in front with 39 seconds, a little more than 39 seconds. I was thinking, boy, does St. Aug have, how does the end of, and I said this at the 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter. I was like, what is the final chapter of this story? How will it be written? Nobody knew. That's how thrilling this football game was. That's how thrilling it was for how that game finished. And, you know, uh, the excitement I've seen all over social media from the St. Aug alumni, and then Carr is just sitting in back and saying, let them celebrate. We know what titles we're looking for in the state title. There's a difference. And this is where St. Augustine, the fans, the players, the alumni, the job ain't done. You still got one more ball game to play, and that's Saturday at 3:30, at least 3:30. We think 3:30, but you know how that goes. It fluctuates. Instant replay now is employed for the championships, may lengthen some games. But we got one game where you and I, VK, are on the call in game one on Saturday, and that's Ruston and Ouachita. That's a good setup. That's a good table setter. But those two teams, boy, that's going to be a fascinating matchup, and we'll break that down later as well. Looking forward to the biggest thing I'm looking forward to this weekend, besides the three of us being together, is seeing our boys from under the lights, and we get to congregate in that building in the Superdome, and a lot of our other friends. This is going to be a fun weekend, and I'm so glad that falls on my off weekend where I don't have to burn time. So that makes me happy.
Definitely. Now, you spoke of St. Augustine. Edna Carr had a tough battle with Calicut Baton Rouge also.
Yes,
17-10 win.
They did.
Their defense stood tall, VK Jones.
Yes, they did. That Carr defense really handled business. And I mean, you can basically say the secondary did very well, but then Richard Anderson basically take over the ball game with the way he made plays and really just dictated things, especially late in that second half. So, he was basically the MVP of that ball game more than anything else, besides the secondary of Edna Carr. So that defense made huge plays when they needed to, when it was time to really put it away. And 4 red zone attempts for Catholic and nothing coming out of there. Wow. That's just eye popping on that one. And Carr proving why they're the defending champions.
Peppers.
Yeah, we talked yesterday, and I mentioned that to you, VK, and you were flabbergasted when I told you. I found that out myself. Unbelievable that when you play in the car, the secret to beating them is to play a clean game and finish drives. Catholic did not do a good job of finishing drives, but you know what? You credit in the car's defense because they got some dogs on that defense. Richard Anderson had a monster game. They've got a hellacious secondary back there too. Those guys are blankets pretty much, and it's chilly enough that they'll cover up, and that's going to be a matchup Saturday to see how Carr's secondary matches up against Aug this time in a rematch setting. That's going to be an interesting watch. But Carr, this was a team that had to dig in against a gutsy Catholic team. They were very gutsy in that matchup. It was back and forth early. Carr was able to get the lead and they just leaned on their defense. They didn't have to be great offensively. Their defense was their answer, and that's the difference in that game. And this is why Bryce Brown is going for his, I think, 5th or 6th state title this week. 6. He's going for 6.
Well, can't wait. Like I said, I want 50,000 just for that game. That's what I want. I want 50,000 people in the dome. Well, let's move on.
Let's go.
St. Charles Catholic gets it done in overtime against ULAB, VK Jones.
Oh man, I mean, great ball game there. University was down big, and for them to come back and just was refusing to just let go. They just kept fighting, and they tied it, forced overtime, and all of a sudden, St. Charles, made the plays when they had to, and they got the job done. But what a ball game! What a ball game on Friday night. And it's not surprising. It's another classic between these two. It's always a good game between University and St. Charles.
Peppers.
20-0 early in the second quarter was that scoreline. St. Charles was up. And we're like, and I was tracking the game with you guys, watching, obviously watching the all game and calling the all game. But I was like, this is stunning. If it finishes like this, if they dominate that game. But University showed a lot of character, a lot of mettle, and pushing that thing to overtime and losing the way they did. Tough way to lose, but what a coaching matchup we have on Friday night. Hank Tierney, the defending champ, against Wayne Stein. That is going to be a fun X's and O's matchup. We saw it in the regular season. It went the way of the Comets, 24-0. We'll see what this game brings us, but the Comets, that was a great effort when University made the big push and they were able to still dig in and find a way to win. And that's what championship pedigree teams do. They find ways to win. And St. Charles did that Friday night. University was gallant, just a little short on the night.
And Shelby, I say no. I say no.
I say no as well. I say no. It takes a team. It takes a team to do it. And Tyron, his senior year, was very fortunate that he had a good supporting cast around them, and they really had a good year. That was actually David Johnson's first year.
Yep.
And they were this close to knocking off West Monroe. It was this close. It was a really close game, JB. It really was.
Spell check, Shelby.
I know it was.
Spell check, Shelby. Just saying. You spelled Matthew wrong.
It's okay.
It's okay.
We know who he's talking about.
I know.
We know who he's talking about.
Oh, Lord.
Anyway,
he picks on VK all the time, so I'm like, I got to stand up for our brother.
VK need to be picked on. Shucks.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Okay.
Need to be picked on.
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right. So, St. Charles Catholic, they got a rematch as well. The Shaw Eagles have only allowed a total of 14 points in the playoffs. Offense seems like it's found its stride. They went to Homer, Vanderbilt Catholic, in the rain, 27-0 win. VK Jones.
Well, not surprising at all. Vanderbilt's defense kept them in the game early. They really did. But at the same time, you just knew eventually that the Vanderbilt defense was going to get tired, and the Shaw offense was finally going to get it going, which it did. And the Shaw defense was just outstanding. And it just showed again Shaw's dominance against Vanderbilt Catholic. It's just not surprising at all what happened. Yeah, I know it was kind of low scoring because of the rain, but in Vandy's defense as well. But once you can't really get a score on the board after you make a couple stops, it's like, what else you gonna do? How long you can hold them? How long you can hold Shaw? But once you don't have enough offense, just enough, you can't do nothing about it. So Shaw settled down, handled their business, and got the big win. And now they are back. And JB, got to give you a lot of props. You called it, my friend. You said that they will be back, and they're back in the dome. So congrats to your alma mater.
Peppers.
I was going to repeat that too and say that he picked them to win it in August. Not just get there. Picked them to win it.
He did pick them to win it too. He did. He sure did.
Sure enough. So
let's see. I'm just giving him prop because they're here.
As you should. I'm going to do the same thing. But I do. When you talk about that game, it felt like it was a matter of time before Shaw would get a foothold of that game. That's what it felt like to me because it was 3-0 for the longest. And once the Eagles got some separation, I think the comfort level increased. And how about the performance of Ethan Lentz?
Ethan Lentz.
Lentz. I said Lentz. Lentz. Named the Greater New Orleans Quarterback Club Player of the Week. He had a monster game Friday night for Shaw. That was a difference maker, VK. 2 interceptions, I think a pick 6.
Yep.
And I think he had a fumble recovery too, JB.
I think fumble recovery, he had a sack, and he had a bunch of tackles.
Sack.
10
so
tackles. He's all over the field.
He was all over the field. And this is what Shaw has prided themselves defensively. And this is what sets up to be a fascinating rematch against St. Charles Friday. And I'm glad it's the night game. I'm glad it's the night game to close it out on Friday. Prime time, the West Bank's coming every time. They're going to be there. in a big way. They were there big last year. St. Charles is going to bring a bunch of people. Oh, that atmosphere is going to be so lit. I don't know about as lit as Car and Og, but yeah, it's going to be pretty loud Friday night. It's Friday. Ain't nothing on the weekend. Whatever you're doing, get to the dome. And I think, if I remember right, for the ticket prices, it's for the whole session. Correct, fellas?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
It's no longer individual games where you got.
This ain't the COVID year.
Yeah, this ain't the COVID year, so we're good on that.
Yeah.
But we're just so fortunate to be a part of this, and man, something tells me we're gonna have a lot of memories this weekend. How it's gonna play out. There's a lot of the games, a majority of the games look close. Not much. There's not much separation. I think the two games being VK are calling, North DeSoto and Iowa, could be a fascinating one. And then the game Saturday, Washington Ruston, that was a 21-14 game in the regular season. It's going to be that again, potentially, in the Dome on Saturday morning. I say morning, but early Saturday afternoon. Look at your other matchups. Haynesville, Mangum. Anybody thought that, a lot of presumptions about Haynesville that, they're going to blow them out. They're going to blow them out. Hold the phones, boys. Mangum did some work on South Plaquemines last week. And, we got some great matchups this weekend. We're not every one of them because the three of us are on the calls of 3 of the 8 games in these finals. We are on the call.
A lot more opportunities.
I'm going to say this.
Talk to me.
Last year, Shaw had the first game on Friday.
Yep.
People had to work, couldn't go.
They'll be there Friday night.
Yeah, 7:00. Oh, they're gonna show up for this one. They're gonna show up for this
one.
Oh, they're gonna be there. Trust me on that.
They showed up last year, though. They showed up last year in spite of. So you know what I'm saying? They still gonna show up, but it's gonna be a lot more. It's gonna be a lot
double.
More.
It'll be double what we saw last year.
Didn't I just say that?
No,
yes, you did.
No, you were saying.
I just said that. I mean,
this
was early in the day. Now it's at night. They're gonna have more people show up than what they had. That's what I just said.
But I know, but what you said at the 11:00, you said people had to work, but they still had a big crowd there, regardless of what happened. That's what I'm saying. They still had a big crowd.
This dude here. We're gonna take a commercial break. We're gonna take a commercial break. I don't know what VK is on today. I don't know.
Look, before you go to commercial, first of all, I'm gonna apologize to you, and I should have rephrased that. But big time props to both St. Og and John Curtis for putting on a great game and agreeing for us to come and do that last semifinal game. We appreciate both teams and everything else. Great class acts, 2 great institutions. Thank you, guys.
Most definitely. We'll take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, the head coach of the Dunham Tigers, Coach Neil Weiner, will join us right here on the Hash It Out Show. Y'all stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Me and VK Jones had to come to Little Dizzy's. Yeah, well, VK, man, wasted no time, and he loved the fried chicken and the dirty rice from Little Dizzy's. Look at what I had. Yes, indeed. Oh, y'all know I love candy yams. Oh, yeah. That fried chicken was one of the best I ever had. And just like how Miss Arkisha Baquette says it, come to Little Dizzy's, where the food is always hot and it comes straight from the pot. Are you in need of a new windshield? Leo Autoglass can help. For 20 years, Leo Autoglass have been servicing the New Orleans area with windshield replacement and auto glass repair. Give them a call today, 504-301-8353. Did you experience storm damage from Hurricane Francine? Barretto Home Solutions can help. You can give them a call at 504-940-7552.
At Bayou AV Security, we are your one-stop shop for all your needs, whether it's enhancing your home entertainment system, securing your property, ensuring a seamless internet connection, or illuminating your outdoor spaces. We've got you covered. Bayou AV Security, where technology meets reliability. Call us today to experience the Bayou difference.
And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I'm your host, JB the Sports Guy, alongside VK Jones and George Peppers. Our next guest, his team is making a second straight trip to the Sugar Bowl Prep Classic, where they will take on the Calvary Baptist Cavaliers. He is the one and only head coach of the Dunham Tigers, Coach Neil Weiner. Coach, how you doing? And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, I'm doing great. I appreciate being on the Hash It Out show.
Yes, sir. Definitely. Thank you. Coach, let's talk about that game Friday night. It's a back and forth game between two good teams. You guys pulled it off, decided to go for 2 points to win the game. Give us your thoughts about that game right quick.
Yeah, it was one of those, ESPN instant classics. That's for sure. It's a great atmosphere. I don't know if y'all have ever been to a game at Lafayette Christian, but they do a great job,
Yes,
man. They put on a show. I mean, the fireworks. They got fireballs shooting up. They got sparklers. They got all kind of stuff going on. They got the LED lights, and then they got one of the most talented teams in the state. I mean, fantastic group of players, and their coaches do a great job. I think they've had 5 different head coaches in the last 5-6 seasons, and they don't skip a beat. It was an awesome atmosphere. Everybody that was there got their money's worth. Everybody got to watch it on wherever they streamed it, got to enjoy that. Just a great group of kids on both sides of the ball, just playing their hearts out, and we were fortunate to come out with the win.
most definitely. Can you describe a specific moment this season where your team faced significant adversity and how you was able to get them back on track?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, wins and losses are a big deal, right? If you're a competitor, nobody wants to lose, but we have the mindset that we say we never lose. We just learn. And we played St. Charles Catholic. They're always so well coached. And, we had the more talented team, but they outplayed us. And that comes down to coaching, because we got talent, and so we got exposed as coaches on where we needed to learn. And then from our kids' standpoint, we've been battling injuries all season long, and we weren't at full strength in that game, but and that's not an excuse, but our kids having to learn that next man up mentality has helped us throughout the whole year. And for the playoffs, we haven't had 2 of our starting receivers for the entire playoffs, and so other kids have had to step up. And we lost a starting cornerback in the first quarter of the Newman game. He was a 2-way player. He was our kick returner, punt returner, starting receiver, starting corner, and he's out for the season. And so somebody else had to step up. So I think dealing with those injuries throughout the year, but definitely that St. Charles Catholic loss was something that stung all of us.
What does this game coming up Friday night and the potential of winning a state title mean to you as a coach and to the community?
Well, I think it's really, really special for our kids and for our Dunham community. 2004, Dunham won the single A state championship. And that was just an awesome experience for the whole school, and that was 21 years ago. It's been a long time. The school started in 1981. And so it was basically, 20 years later, they won a state title. And now 21 years later, we got a chance to win one again. And so it would mean a lot to our school. To me personally, I think anybody that competes, whether you're a player, whether you're an assistant coach, whether you're a head coach, you want to win a state championship, because that's the ultimate prize. I think what our kids do a really good job of, and our coaching staff, is we really don't talk a whole lot about championships. We talk about giving championship effort every single day. And so for us, like our seniors talked to the team after practice today, and they all talked about, like, hey, this is a big game, but it's not bigger than the one we played the week before or the week before that. It's just the next one. And we're on a mission to do things we've been doing.
George Peppers.
Yeah.
Coach Weiner, first, how you doing, man? First off, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on getting to another state final. My first question to you, let's go back to last year. Catholic and the Barbarian, you guys, great effort, great game. Didn't start the way you wanted, but you made a belated rally in the fourth quarter, got it to a conversion late, and lost a tough beat. What was the message to your team coming into this year based off of how that game finished last year? What did you tell your team to galvanize them, to give them an opportunity to get to this point?
Yeah, so our first team meeting in June, when we met to start to officially start the season, we talked about that game, and we talked about the way it finished. and then we said, hey, we're never going to talk about it again because that's in the past now. We're going to learn from it. In that game, there was a controversial call. We had a Hail Mary at the end of the half that, all the replay, it showed that we caught it, right?
Mhm.
But the replay call didn't go our way. And so a lot of people have pointed to that and say, hey, you lost by a score. If you'd have had that, y'all have won. Look, we had 4 trips in the fourth quarter inside the 10 and only scored on 2 of those occasions. Like, that's on us. That's not on the officials. We control what we do, and we didn't finish the way that we want to finish. And so we've talked about that all the time about finishing, but we don't have to reference that game. That's burned into our brains. We don't have to talk about it. We all know.
Talk about the evolution of Elijah Haven. He has been highly regarded since he started with Dunham. Now I think he's finishing his junior season this year. What have you seen this year from him, growth wise and maturation wise? What have you seen from him this year, and what are you looking for next season after this year's done?
Yeah, well, we're gonna enjoy this season before we start talking about next year.
Yeah,
But
let's do that.
I understand what you're saying. Look, he started for us as a ninth grader from day one and lit it up. I mean, statistically, I think the best game that he played was the very first game his ninth grade year. Starting in that first week, he had like 600 yards total offense. He was incredible. So he's been great from the get go. What he's done a great job this year is really putting in the time as far as the film work goes, understanding the defenses, really having a good idea pre-snap where the ball needs to go, and then being able to adjust if the defense adjusts. And I think that's been a huge part of him because he's had great years statistically. He's helped us win a lot of games each season, but he's really been at a different level this season.
People talk about Dunham. They say Elijah Haven is the ringleader, and he is. But your team as a whole is a very strong team. They wouldn't be here if they weren't. Elaborate on some of the strengths of your team, and just basically just talk about the strengths of your team besides Elijah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great senior class. It's one of the larger senior classes that we've had at Dunham. A lot of those guys, they've been at Dunham since they were 3 years old. They're going into their 14th year at school, and so there's just a lot of pride in who they are and who they represent. And so our kids work really, really hard in practice. They enjoy showing up to practice every day, and so you just don't get that a whole lot. But individual player wise, on the defensive side, our defensive line is really small. We don't have one player that's over 200 pounds on the defensive line. But our starting nose guard, he's a wrestler. He's tough as nails. He's been our defensive MVP 2 years in a row. He's unblockable. He just, it's funny. When we played our second round game against North Lake Christian, what happens a lot of time after games is players, after we get done shaking hands, there'll be some players from opposing teams. They want to go take a picture with Elijah. Or they want to go shake his hand. And the offensive lineman at North Lake Christian, when the game was over, they said, screw Elijah, I want to go see 44. They wanted to go see our nose guard because he doesn't look like he should be tearing it up like he does. And so it really all starts up front with him. And then at the second level on our defense, Trevor Heyman is an all-state linebacker. He signed with McNeese as an athlete. They're going to try to put him on offense first, but I think he's probably going to end up being on the defensive side when it's all said and done. And then in the secondary, Richard Montgomery has been fantastic for us, but he's the one that got hurt. But he's got help getting us to this point. And then on offense, we had 3 new starters on the offensive line this year. We start a freshman at right tackle, we start a sophomore at right guard, and we start a junior who hadn't played varsity football before this year. And those guys have just really grown a whole lot, and that allows Elijah to have that time to really take advantage of a really special group of receivers. Jarvis Washington is an all-state receiver. I think he's got 23 touchdowns on the year. He's leading the state, over 1,000 yards. He signed with South Alabama. He's an absolute baller. Chris Thomas has been phenomenal in the playoffs. He's the one that caught the 2-point conversion to take the lead in the game Friday night. And then Trevor Heyman, who's our starting linebacker that I talked about, he starts at running back, and then we put him out wide at wide receiver, and he's just a matchup problem for anybody underneath. So we really have a talented group around Elijah. Obviously, Elijah is the straw that stirs the drink. There's no doubt about it. But man, he's got some nice accessories to play with.
Last question before I turn it over to VK Jones. You get Calvary Baptist on Friday. A fascinating matchup. A team that likes to play tempo, but they're a team that defends really well too. What have you seen on film from the Cavaliers, and what do you feel like is a key component of what you guys are going to have to do to reverse the result of last year?
Yeah, last year Calvary graduated a huge senior class, and so there was a lot of people that doubted them coming into the season. And all they've done is win. They had one loss to 5A Neville, who's a power, obviously up there. Um, they came in with a chip on their shoulder, and those young kids that may have started early in the year as sophomores, they're not really sophomores anymore after you play 14 games, right? They're growing up, and they're very sound on defense. You're not going to see guys just running wide open. They're not going to make those kind of mistakes, and they're going to make you earn everything on defense. And so, offensively, they got a young quarterback, but he's grown and he gets the ball out quick. He's not going to stay in that pocket very long. He's going to get rid of the ball, and so you really can't. He's not sacked very often. They got a receiver number one who is lightning quick off the ball, runs great routes, really tough matchup one on one, and then the running back is just a bowling ball. He is tough to tackle. So with a big offensive line, they present a lot of problems. But special teams for them has been big. They blocked a punt against Notre Dame, and then they blocked a field goal at the end of regulation to make it go into overtime. And there's not many people that get special teams plays against Notre Dame, Crowley, and Louis Cook. So they're just sound across the board.
VK Jones, the floor is yours.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate it, George. Coach Weiner, how are you, man? It's good to have you on and everything. Sir. And congrats, another trip again for your Tigers team.
Yep. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be the coach at Dunham, and we're enjoying coaching the kids we got. That's for sure.
Absolutely. And looking at the game on this past Friday, I mean, wow. The way you guys came out and everything else and played the game you played and everything. Do you think this is one of your maybe biggest victories in your coaching career? Because that is a tough place to play, like you mentioned. And you guys to have enough fortitude to go in there and get it done.
Oh, there's no doubt that'll go down as one of my favorite games to be a part of as a head coach or an assistant coach for that matter. A lot because just of the tradition that Lafayette Christian has. So much talent, but the coaching staff does a fantastic job. The whole school does a great job of supporting their kids in athletics, and they're so good. Last year they were 7-0 as a program in the state quarterfinals, and we were fortunate to come back and we beat them in the quarterfinals. We were down 17 in the fourth quarter and beat them. And I think that game last year gave our kids a lot of confidence going into this game, and because they returned all their best players, we returned all our best players, and they were 7-0 going into the state semifinals as a program, and now they're 7-1, and our kids. Man, they were awesome. They were awesome. So it was so much fun watching those kids compete against such a great program. So there's no doubt that victory is pretty special.
Very much so. And let me get your thoughts. I seen some. I always seen Elijah with a lot of games myself, and some good performances. And I really think this is probably the one. Because I've seen a player like him that's a quarterback that can move and throw, but he continues to keep upping his game each season.
Yeah.
But this game is like he refused to let his team die. Yeah. What do you think of his performance that Friday?
Yeah, there's no doubt. We were practicing situational stuff on practice on Tuesday last week, and we were working, short yardage situations, and it's 4th and 1, and we always have some type of RPO tag to all of our run plays, but obviously it's 4th and 1, you got to go get it, and our offensive coordinator told him, hey, look, we got the pass on the outside. If they line up this way, I think we can hit the pass and it'll be open. And he looked at coach. He said, it's 4th and 1. You think I'm not running that football? He had that mindset. He was going to put it on his back and he was going to go do it. And he played that way the whole game. He was fantastic.
Absolutely. And taking a look at, yourselves and Ascension Catholic, the only representatives this
Yeah.
year from Baton Rouge. I know over the years, Baton Rouge usually has maybe 4, maybe 5 teams in the dome,
Yeah.
but it's just y'all two. I guess you can't have it any other way, but you're hoping that you guys and Ascension Catholic represents well and comes home to Baton Rouge with a state title.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we're first of all, I love Louisiana football. You know, I'm very fortunate I get to serve on the board of our Louisiana Football Coach Association as the president. We got great football across the state, and I think every region takes a lot of pride in their region. And so in the 225, we take a lot of pride in playing the best football in the state of Louisiana. It just so happens this year there's not quite as many 225 teams there, and so we definitely want to go down there and have success and represent our area of the state for sure. You know, we actually got to play Ascension Catholic in the regular season. We've had some great games with them over the years, and they got a talented group. And so I'm pulling for James and Coach Tal. I want to see them have success as well. It would mean a lot to Baton Rouge to have at least one state championship come out this year. And so we're going to do our best for our kids and Dunham, but we definitely want to represent Baton Rouge as well.
You're running this Dunham program almost similar to your father, Dale Weiner, the legendary Dale Weiner, who ran a great program at Catholic of Baton Rouge. And, it seems like it's the same mantra he had at Catholic, and you carry it at Dunham, and you've been at Dunham for a while now, and it seems like it is home to you, like your dad had Catholic to him being home.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I think my dad and I obviously, we've got some similarities in that we both feel that coaching was a calling for us, and so the way that we try to run our programs is in a way that reflects our faith, that honors God, and the way that we treat our kids and treat our coaches. We try to speak life into the people around us. We try not to beat down and tear down kids. And I think kids really appreciate. I think people really appreciate that, and so our kids give tremendous effort, and it's a blessing to be at Dunham. I think it's a great fit for me and my family. It's why I chose to go there. I was at Zachary as a head coach for 5 years, and we were on the way up and doing some great things. But I felt like Dunham was a school that I went to as a little bitty kid. My sister graduated from there. My dad had coached there 40 years ago, and I felt like that's where my family needed to be. And so I think God has blessed that over these last 12 years, and we've been fortunate. We've had some great kids come through there and some great players, and so we've been able to experience success. But most importantly, we really try to keep our priorities straight, and we try to honor God in all that we do.
I completely understand. Last question, and I'll let JB close it out. You and your father kind of had like not just similar things with the programs you're running, but the playoff runs. You look at Catholic at the time, plenty of semifinal appearances for your father, but 2015, he finally, like I take the words from last week, broke the glass ceiling for Catholic and got to the dome. But not just that, maybe one of the most unexpected things happened. Catholic winning the state championship, being a really good Rummel team to win it all. Now, going to you've been in the state championship stage. About, I think it's been 3.5 years ago, you guys had a tussle against St. Charles Catholic in a great ball game.
Yeah.
And you had Jackson House at quarterback, and I really thought, I'm like, these guys are going to be good for years. Come, I didn't realize Jackson was a senior, but all of a sudden you have Elijah coming. Last year you get to the dome. Now you're back again. Could it be third time the charm for you guys, and not just that, thinking about similar to what your dad did in 2015, getting in the dome?
Yeah, no, there's definitely similarities. Catholic Ave, 100-year history and never won a state championship. There's so many things that go into winning a state championship, and that ball's got to bounce the right way. You can call the right play at the right time, and sometimes the other team just makes a play. And so there were so many times that Catholic High over the years was right there knocking on the door, and it just didn't happen, you know. And so in 2015, after 40 years of coaching, for my dad to finally be a part of a state championship experience, that was a lot. That was a lot for him. It was a lot for me. It was a lot for our family to be so grateful for and so excited for sure. And that's really special, you know. Sometimes I try to tell our kids this all the time. Sometimes you can work as hard as you can, and you can deserve everything that you think you deserve. But at the end of the day, sometimes you just don't get it, and that happens sometimes. And so when there's things that you can control, you got to take action. You got to go get it. And so that's what I tried to stress to our kids. We had 2022, and St. Charles Catholic was phenomenal program. They played for the state championship, I think 5 straight years, and we went in there and fought tooth and nail, and probably should have won the game, and they pulled it off. They got it done, and hats off to them. And then last year, I thought we were the better team, but it's not the better team. It's the team that plays best. And Catholic New Iberia they played best in the moment when they needed to. And so for us to win a championship this year, yeah, there's no doubt that'd be special for me. But man, it's special just to get to coach these kids, and we'd love to see it take place. My personal favorite Bible verse is Galatians 6:9. It says, "Do not grow weary in doing good, for in due time you will reap a harvest if you don't give up." I'm gonna keep doing me. I'm gonna keep doing the right thing. And if that means one year we win a championship, that'd be great. I'm gonna give all the honor and glory to God. And if we don't, God is good all the time. All the time, God is good.
That's right.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate the words there more than anything else, that you speak in life, not just to your community, but to those kids up in Dunham.
Yeah.
Man, I love coaches when they do that. JT Curtis pretty much does the same thing with his kids, man. So I love it when guys speak a lot of life to these kids outside of football.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Coach Weiner, good luck to you and your team come Thursday night, and we will see you Thursday night inside the Caesars Superdome. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Hey, thank y'all very much. I appreciate y'all covering sports, and especially high school sports this time of year. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Coach.
Y'all have a good night.
You too. Coach Neil Weiner of the Dunham Tigers. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about a couple things that's happening in these state championships right here on the Hash It Out Show. JFK Martial Arts offers a wide variety of martial arts programs for kids, teens, and adults as they empower lives through martial arts. Please give them a call at 985-266-0664, and don't forget to ask about their 1-week free special. Bucks Snow Whiz was the place to go as a kid growing up to get snowballs. As an adult now, it is still the place to go. When you want some of the best snowballs and some of the best customer service, Bucks Snow Whiz is the place. Now, excuse me, let me get back to my half grape, half pink lemonade snowball. Bucks Snow Whiz, located at 1508 Barataria Boulevard in Marrero, Louisiana. Hey, parents and coaches, want your young athlete to go far on and off the field? Kumon of Gretna is the place for you. Whether it's reading plays or calculating scores, early literacy and math skills teach focus, discipline, and decision making. Give your student athlete the edge. Start early, start smart at Kumon of Gretna. And welcome back to the Hash It Out Show. I don't even know what that is right there. It's showing. I'm going to remove that because I don't know what that is. All right, there we go. All right. I'm JP the Sports Guy. We got I-Man, VK Jones. He can't say nothing because I got him on mute. What's up, VK Jones? How you doing, bro?
See, I ain't gonna lie. That's why me and you as brothers. It's like he knows well. I'm the big brother in between me and him, but he messed with me like
what?
I am older than you, man. I'm just saying.
Okay. older than me, but you ain't the big brother.
Oh Lord Jesus. Yeah, I am the big brother, but he
big brother had to put you straight a little while ago. See?
because you're the
Yeah.
CEO. That's right.
Yeah.
Throw that one up.
It's all right though.
Roll Tide.
We got George Peppers right there. Thank you, Devin Stein. All right, fellas. It was great talking with Coach Weiner. And he's looking for that state championship on Thursday night, prime time, 7 o'clock, as they will take on Calvary Baptist. Guys, we got 3 state runner-up teams from last year back this year playing for a state championship. Who do you guys think has the best chance to win a state championship? Haynesville, Dunham, or Ruston? Peppers, you go first.
That's a very interesting question. I think at first glance, I would say Haynesville of the 3. I feel like they have been the dominant feature, and what they did last week, how they dominated that game. Yes, Mangum had a very exhilarating performance against South Plaquemines, really throttled them in every way. Expect that to be an interesting football game. But as far as the other ones, Dunham's got Calvary. There's a little concern with that game for me, and not with Elijah. The fact that he mentioned that their defense is very small. Calvary's got some guys up front that'll outweigh them, and if they lean on them, that could be an issue for Dunham. And the other game, Ruston, a game we're calling VK and I Saturday against Ouachita. That's a coin flip. I think that's a coin flip game. Ouachita's really, really asserted themselves in these playoffs. And what a character win by those guys last Friday at Neville. Going into the teeth of the heart of the lion and knock them out and get to the dome. First trip since, I think, 94, I want to say. Ouachita. But of the 3, VK, I'm going to say Haynesville. Of the 3, I think Haynesville's the best.
I'm gonna go a little different on this one. Haynesville, I think they are worthy and have a great chance, but I think they'll have to earn it more than anything else. But we'll look at the picks tomorrow. But I think it's Dunham. I think this is Dunham's shot right here. I think they got the best chance because of the fact of the playoff experience, and on top of that, the dome experience now. With all these people back this year, especially for Elijah Haven, and the way Elijah Haven is playing, he's playing like he's player of the year in the state right now. He's really playing like he's the player of the year in the state because he's just going out there, slicing and dicing teams, and just carrying his team on his back. The performance, and I've seen a lot of games for Elijah Haven, but last week, probably the best game I ever seen him play because he just said, "Get on my back, boys. I'm going to carry this team." And he refused to let that team die. I love players who do that, win or lose, that said, "Bruh, you're going to live with me and you're going to die with me. And I'm going to carry this thing out." So I really think it's Dunham that might have the best chance.
And I will
JB, what do you think?
See George taking over as the host. Y'all see that? He's taking over the host, man. You see that?
No.
You see that one, man? Jesus, what's gotten into these guys? Everybody, what is going on today, man?
Oh, he's playing victim, VK. He's playing victim.
Game, and everybody just different around here, man. I don't know what's going on.
I'm surprised. Man. I'm surprised you not. Yeah, I know.
I got sick. That's different about me. I got sick.
No, I agree. I agree with you. You had to battle and battle. You know what I'm saying? So I totally get it. I thought you'd be having a lot more energy, but I can understand you're recovering. So that's understandable.
That's why I didn't go to the thing today because I didn't want to be out in that cold weather.
Because it was that temperature.
It was outside, yeah. So
exactly.
And I'm trying to beat this. So, but look, I agree with VK. It's just a feeling about Dunham. To me, has the best chance to win state out of the returning runner-ups from last season. What's up, D-boy? I just think Dunham You know, they've been battle tested. They fought through injuries, and here they are. Now we know Calvary Baptist won the title 2 years ago. We know that, and there's going to be a fight come Thursday night at 7:00. But I would say Dunham. What's up, cousin? What's up, cousin? That's family right there. But I would say Dunham as well, man. And Elijah Haven coming back into that Superdome. He hasn't forgotten what happened last year, and he wants to rewrite the wrong that happened last year.
It cost me the picks title too.
Hey, look.
Hey, what?
Y'all still complaining about what cost y'all a picks title. Just accept the fact that I beat y'all. Y'all got excuses, man.
You're lucky we're a family show because I can tell you what to do with that finger. But anyway, if Dunham converts on any of the other 2 trips they didn't convert on, I get the title.
Yeah. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, if that, if this. Oh my God. All right, moving on. Which defending state champ has the best chance to repeat as state champs? And we got 3 of them. We have Edna Carr, we have Shaw, and we have Sterlington. VK Jones, you go first on this one.
All right. Looking at these 3 teams here and everything, I'm going to definitely say Sterlington. Because Sterlington has all the experience back this year. All 3 teams has significant amounts, but I think Sterlington has the most back. And then on top of that, I think they're going to be, you can say, a favorite in that game coming up. But I know one thing for sure, and 2 things for certain. Sterlington is going to have to earn this second title because this Gina team is really, really good.
Go ahead, Peppers.
I knew he wasn't going to say Carr because they're playing St. Aug, so that was a given. The answer by default is Sterlington. And why? Look what they did last week. They put 64 points on St. James, and they gave up 38. Yes, this Gina matchup is a different matchup because Gina plays tempo. They play with tempo, and Jay Rourke, who we'll have on tomorrow night. This is their first trip here, and I think the lights and the inexperience may come back. Look, it's a big key, but of the 3 to answer the question is simply put, JB, it's Sterlington. I think the Panthers, to me, are a decisive favorite. No disrespect intended on Gina, but I feel like Sterlington could be one of the more comfortable winners of this weekend, maybe.
What's up, Corday? How you doing, brother? Got to get you back on here one day again, Corday, bro. We miss you on this show, man. Always a pleasure having you on this show.
Tell your brother I said what's up.
Yeah, definitely. I would pick Sterlington, and this is the only reason why I would pick Sterlington right now. Because the other 2 teams, and I'm sweating now. You can tell I'm sick. Look how much I'm sweating, y'all. Jesus. Yeah, it's a bad look. I know.
That's actually good because you're sweating that stuff out.
Yeah, bro. I know it's good, but it don't look good on this.
Oh, no, not at all.
Is the heater on or is off?
The heater is not on.
God.
Yes. But anyway, here we go. Look, this is why I say this.
All right.
Because St. Aug has to play Carr for a second time. Shaw has to play St. Charles for a second time. It's not easy beating a team twice. It's not. Even though St. Aug just did it twice with Rummel and Curtis. They just did it now. And that wasn't easy. So that's the reason why I'll pick Sterlington, because it's Gina's first time in the dome. That's it. So we got a lot of chat happening. All right. Cool. I want your thoughts about the 2 teams entering the state prep classic for the first time. Let's go to Iowa first, VK.
Iowa, I mean, they you know, they've been deep in the playoffs for a long, long time. And finally for them to break through, it's huge for them to finally get into the door. And we've seen a lot of first timers get in here. Sometimes they might lose it, but sometimes they go in there and get it done. Or sometimes they'll have a great showing, win or lose, knowing that they came here, they performed, and gave it all they had. So, but for Iowa and for Coach Tommy Johns, that's huge for them. They really came up big last week against Bell Chase, and they've been building and building. They were so close a year ago against Franklinton, but now there was just no doubt. There was just no doubt for them that they was going to punch that ticket and get in that season Superdome door, and that's where they are. And it's going to be interesting ball game in that state championship game against North DeSoto. I know it's, we know that North DeSoto will probably be a favorite, but they're gonna be in for a fight. They're gonna be in for a fight. Iowa is going to bring the fight to their doorstep.
Peppers, your thoughts about Iowa?
I like what I see from them, and that was a gut check win against Bell Chase last week. A game that never got away from me, from from either side. It was a very, as we expected, a very competitive effort. Both sides really laid it out there, and Iowa was a little bit better on the night. There was so much buzz. Excuse me, going into last week, and Iowa answered the call. They withstood the pressure. They knew what Bell Chase was going to bring defensively and offensively with the unique challenge with Ambrose and Dylan Carter and that stable of backs they have there. They answered the bell. Now it's a different challenge this week. They go from a team that doesn't throw it to a team that throws it with great regularity. That's going to be an interesting subplot to see how that game goes early. Which team's tempo establishes itself early is going to be a very key component in that game.
So Troy, that means you're gonna be in the dome Friday for noon, right? To see Iowa. Nick, I saw you bet with JB. I would be rooting for Sean, but I think JB gonna have to wear that St. Charles Catholic hat. All right, I hear y'all.
Wait, what did y'all bet? I missed the.
It's on the boot breakdown.
Yeah, I know it's on there, but I was working.
I have to wear a St. Charles Catholic hat. If St. Charles win, he got to wear a Shaw hat. That's just that. And then
You better find an extra large hat for him.
Huh?
Might have to find an extra large hat for him.
Yes, indeed. VK, why you laughing? Your hat don't fit your head. Why you laughing?
I don't know what you're talking about. I got hats in my head. I don't know what you're talking about, sir.
You better look in the mirror. Your hat don't even fit your head, VK. You won't laugh.
Man, my hat is my head. I don't care what you talking about.
That wasn't my intent, VK.
Okay, you know what? You got a new name. Hat Man. That's your new name. Because you always come with hats every week. Hat Man.
And look, is that the Pelicans hat, VK? Who beat him last night?
Yes, it is. Yes,
who beat him last night?
Yeah,
who beat him last night?
Who he rides with? He rides with everybody.
Exactly.
Let me tell y'all something right quick.
No. Don't defend the indefensible, sir.
It ain't about defending it.
Go team.
I wear hats to match my outfits. Okay, so I have a couple Pelicans hats. I got a blue one, I got a gold one, I got a red one, and I got a white one.
He's dunking the question, VK.
So they go my outfit. So I have a red shirt on. I grab the red hat. That's just it. So that's all it is. Trust me. But yeah, my Spurs, they did work yesterday. Almost gave it away, but we pulled it out. That's right.
Should have gave it away. How many hats you got in your collection, bro? Is it as much as your shoes?
Oh wow.
Jesus, that's a lot. I know I got a lot of hats.
Yes, indeed, Nick.
Yes, Lord. Bro, I'm not gonna even next, bro. Like I thought I was the hat man. He the real hat man. I know I'm a hat man, but he the real hat man.
I agree.
So, Iowa coming to the dome for the first time. Coach Tommy John's gonna have his squad ready to play. What about Gina? Gina coming to the dome for the first time. VK.
Another school that is broken. Another school, like I said, the ceiling broken for them too, and they're kicking down that door. Then you have to think that this team has been building just like Iowa in the last 3 years of their playoff runs and how they coming in there. And I think this is a good team, and this year a better team than the semifinal team 3 years ago because of what they have built in the last 2 years and how deep that team is. I seen when I look at the preseason and look at the previews, especially on Under the Lights and stuff, and finding out even from Lamar Gafford, big shout out to him, getting the information on Gina and finding out what they had coming back, because I already knew last year they was young. And when I found out what they had returning and the depth, I said, this is their year to go to the dome. This has got to be finally their year, because they've been right there building, and the tough schedule as well helped them. So now they're here. And I'll tell you one thing or the other, like I said before, Sterlington is going to have to earn everything, because Gina is not going to let him have it, because Gina has two great running backs, and a good quarterback that can make plays, and they can score in almost any way. And a defense, some way, somehow, can make plays when they need to. So we'll see what happens, but it's good to have Gina up in here. It's good to have Iowa. I think there is a feeling, and I got a feeling that attendance record is going to break this year, because you have a lot of not just first time members, but first time in a long time teams that's back in the dome. And then we know the other teams that always travel well anyway. Combine all that, I think the attendance record is going to be shattered this year.
Let me answer D-Boy right quick.
Yes,
Yes, I have been to San Antonio. Yes, I have, brother. Just to let you know that. And I haven't been to a Pelican game lately when the Spurs have come to town, but I have multiple times, and I'll be in Spurs gear inside that bird nest they call it. Yeah. But go ahead, Peppers. Your thoughts about Gina being in
Yeah,
the
look,
state prep class for the first
I,
time.
I got you. Yeah, the Giants finally, as BK mentioned, breaking the glass ceiling, but that was a weak answer, huh, BK? That was a weak answer in defense of that Spurs stuff. But we'll discuss that further in person. But anyway, as far as Gina, look, again, being a resident of Central Louisiana for 12 years, I've gotten to take. Good Lord, Austin. Oh man,
Tell them, Elston. Tell them.
Funny, dude.
yeah.
Very funny.
But you guys are going to be on the call of that game Thursday, Gina and Sterlington. I think it's the middle game of the session,
It's
correct?
Friday.
It
It's
is. It
Friday.
is.
It's
Oh,
Friday.
Friday, middle game Friday. Um, I've gotten to see Jay Rourke's team grow up and really show out. And the label was always about, well, the controversial stuff, the Gina Six and all that. Now they've debunked that and have gotten their football team to that. If there's a area that's going to bring a lot of people.
It ain't the bunk. Trust me on that. It ain't the bunk.
No, I don't mean no. I'm saying that they've now can be remembered for their football team and make a positive memory. If there's an area that's going to bring a lot of people, we talk about our area, New Orleans, the West Bank. Gina's going to bring a bunch of people. I promise you. I know this for a fact. That is a group that supports their program, and they're coming. They are absolutely going to be in that dome. It's not. I mean, I've seen some people that live in Avoyelles that are talking about making a trip to watch them play because they're in the same district as Bunkie and Marksville. So familiarity in that respect. So those people that I know are talking about making that trip down here to support Gina on Friday and at 3:30. Well, scheduled at 3:30, but we know with instant replays and everything else, you might have to add a few minutes to that.
Okay. All right. Last question, and we'll get out of here for the night.
Okay.
The last 3 games of the Sugar Bowl State Prep Classic are all rematches from the regular season. That's St. Charles Catholic and Shaw. That's Ruston and Washita, and Edna Carr and St. Augustine. Which rematch are you interested in the most, VK?
Man, St. Augustine call. St. Augustine call. It's obvious. It's the fact that 2 great institutions in itself going against each other for the second time, and we mentioned St. Aug, and Curtis last week once and for all. Now it's about to be St. Aug and then the car once and for all. You know what I'm saying? So this is going to be maybe shootout to the death, maybe a defensive game. We don't care. It's almost like give me my money. Take my money. Because this one is going to be an absolute war for 4 quarters. Best team wins.
A war for 4 quarters, man. The war has started on social media. People
Yes.
are petty with each other already.
The war been started. The war started on
Friday night.
late Friday night, going
Yep.
in this weekend. And then even at my church, my pastor is a St. Aug graduate. He mentioned and saw the call of the game, made an announcement, and a couple of members of our church are car graduates. And they're like, oh Lord, y'all going a little bit. Come on now. And I'm like, they're the best team win. Come on. Y'all been on that floor so many times. You know, but I just know one thing for sure, that this is going to be unbelievably festive. This is going to remind you so much of what we seen on with the basketball team when St. Aug took on Liberty. That's how dramatic it is going to be for that ball game. You see how it ended. You was there for that one, JB. How that one was for 4 quarters and how dramatic and the ending it was. I think we're going to see a similar thing on Saturday.
Tell you what, you got to go back to Richard Anderson interview after they defeated Catholic, and I don't remember the guy's name for LHSAA Network, but he asked him, like, "You going to be playing St. Augustine?" And Richard looked at him, and he said, "We're going back to back." I was like, "Oh, it started. It started already." Two teams that don't like each other. Peppers, your thoughts on which rematch interests you the most?
All 3. I'll be the politician here, but all 3 for different reasons. If I have to pick one, and I'm going to, first, I see Ms. Tasha's in the chat. Continue prayers for your son. I was very encouraged to see that the swelling has gone down post-surgery. Continue recovery. We'll look forward to seeing him next year. Troy, I'll take 20 at St. Aug if you feel that crazy. If you feel that crazy, I'll take 25 at St. Aug. Just saying. Name whatever you're gonna bet. But if I'm gonna pick a game, look, every game has a great story to it, but it's Aug and Carr. The warfare has already kicked off. It kicked off, I think, when the clock said 0 Friday. And you mentioned Richard Anderson on LHSAA after the ball game against Baton Rouge Catholic, popping off, talking about we going back to back. Look, I'm a lover of confidence and bravado. I get that. But boy, oh boy, you think St. Aug ain't seeing this? They're like, y'all got time, but we playing for the marbles now. We playing for everything. So it sets up to be a fascinating weekend. I think this is a weekend the 3 of us are going to talk about for a very long time. And Jordan, I saw you. You're welcome, Tasha. Jordan, I saw you in the chat. I need you to bring one item Thursday, and that's a straitjacket for VK. So we can get him for this picture that we're gonna get. We're gonna get VK in this straitjacket, and we're gonna take him. We're gonna carry him down from the upstairs to the field to make this picture happen. That's all I need.
All right.
So what we need.
They said St. Aug and Carr, but y'all know where I'm going with it.
Charles St. Charles.
I know.
Y'all know where I'm going with it, man.
What's up, Marrero down? Here we go.
Marrero, baby. Shaw, St. Charles Catholic. You know, Coach Wayne Stein said it some years ago when they first scheduled, when Coach Hank first came back to Shaw, and Coach Wayne Stein said it. He said, I want to make it a rivalry between us and Shaw. Well, it's kind of getting there. Coach Stein got 3 wins. Coach Hank has 1. So it's kind of getting there. And now they're playing each other for a state championship. I got to see Ken Hall every day for work. Ken Hall has a son that plays for St. Charles Catholic. I got to hear Ken Hall mouth every day at work. Well, we going to beat y'all. I heard it for years straight now. We're going to beat their butt. So, yeah, this is the one I'm interested in because I am a Shaw alum, as y'all know. So, but all that aside, it's all in good fun. That's the one I want to that interests me the most because my alma mater is back in the dome again, and it's a standard. This was the standard when Coach Hank was first at Shaw to get to the dome, and it's a standard again with Coach Hank back. And here we are in back-to-back appearances in the dome, and it's a standard at St. Charles Catholic too. Let's not get it twisted, because Coach Stein has done his job, an amazing job. So that's what interests me the most. Let's go to the chat right quick before we get out of here.
Good points, JB. Very, very good point.
Thank you. Hey, Elson says D-Boy got to be in the house on Saturday. D-Boy say he going Thursday too. We got to see the Riverside people. All right. We're back tomorrow, everybody, and we're gonna pick 5 games out of the 8 because apparently some kind of way we are calling 3 games out of the 8 with Crescent City Sports. So we're gonna pick 5 games tomorrow. George will let us know tomorrow who leads the picks, who won last week, and all that good stuff. He'll let us know that tomorrow. We're gonna start at 7:15 tomorrow. 7:15. We'll start. Coach J. Rourke of the Gina Giants will join us at 8 o'clock. And when we finish with that interview, we'll do our picks. So back tomorrow at 7:15, everyone. Last words, VK.
Oh man, great show tonight and everything. You know, previewing all these championships and getting our thoughts on last week and everything. And I mean, what a semifinal week! And now we're going into the dome and all that good stuff. Now I'll be coming on like you already know about tomorrow, right? Well, I got to be here, right, JB?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So regardless of the fact, I'm like, man, great show tonight. And I'm very thankful to everyone who supported us all football season. We're going into basketball, but especially the game of the week, man. I encourage y'all, please go back and look at all the games that we've done this year.
It's a lot of games.
We've done 24 games. You ain't got to look at all of them tonight. Take the time out and look
They
at
could
it.
binge watch VK. They could binge.
They can be. I'm saying people who don't work. We talking about people. We talking about people who are off from work or whatever. But Christmas,
I get you. I get.
So they can stretch it all the way to the new year. You got time to look at them, but go back. I implore you to go back and look at every game. If you love St. Curtis, go back to St. James, St. Charles. Please, I encourage you to go back. But go back and watch every game. Trust me, and thank you for y'all support. Thank you so much.
St. James. You mean University St. Charles?
Oh, Lord. It's University St. Charles.
What's your last word, Peppers?
What's your last word, George?
All right. Look, you took a little bit of this sizzle from me, and I wanted to do the same thing to all of our sponsors that have been with us from day one. We thank you all so much for believing in us and believing in our brand and giving us the support. It's immeasurable. We're forever in debt in that respect to you guys, and for y'all belief in us, we thank you. And to the fans and to those who support our streams, we thank you guys too. I gotta give this final story. VK, one of my sergeants is a St. Aug grad, and he asked me if you were calling the game Saturday. At the time, I didn't look at the schedule. I looked at it Monday after. I looked at it. No, I actually did look at it, and I said, no, we're free. He was like, man, I love that call. He was a big fan of your call Friday night, the winning touchdown. So I just want to give that to you from one of my sergeants. And he's an Aug grad, and he's like, you pick an Auger car. And he kind of threatened me with some, not discipline punishment, but like punishment in a bad area if I didn't go with St. Aug. I said, look, man, I'm going to stay neutral here. I'm gonna stay neutral. Just watch the show tomorrow night, and I'll announce my pick. It's been a fun show tonight. We got one more before we congregate on Thursday in the Superdome for 3 days of fabulous football. Can't wait.
Thank you, Miss Tasha. Thank you.
Absolutely, thank you.
Thank you so much. What was I about to say? I don't remember. Started
JB,
coughing.
get you some medicines and everything, bro. You know,
Robert Johnson DM, brother.
I'm concerned for your health, my brother. I know. I'm just
You
making.
think I ain't taking medicine?
I did not say that. I said make
Oh.
sure. Come on, bro. You overreact so much. I just
I ain't
told you.
overreacting. Like, am I a child? Like,
No, I'm a big brother to make sure
you
that
ain't
you.
no big brother. You the
I am
little
a
brother.
big brother.
You the little brother. You definitely no big brother to me.
I'm a big brother to you.
No,
You
you
know that.
not. No, you
I
not.
am. I am.
Definitely not.
How I'm not?
Can't we all just
I'm
get
older than
along?
you. What
You
are you
definitely
talking about?
not.
How I'm not? You
Because
tell
you
me why I'm
not.
not.
Oh,
I
wait,
am.
I'll
I'm
answer
older
that,
than you.
Go
JB.
ask around. See what
Wait,
people
no, I'll
tell you.
answer that. The big brother
Go ahead,
part.
Peppers.
2 weeks ago, Jewel Sumner. What happened?
What are you talking about? 2 weeks ago.
Really? I got some guys that
no.
like to do certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, throwing us under the
Oh.
bus and
No.
everything. Lying on us. What's wrong with him?
Blasphemy, sir.
Yeah.
Now I'm just being a brother. Remember what you said? Uplift your brothers, care about your brothers. Remember you
You're
said
right.
that?
Yeah, I said that.
Yes, yeah.
You sure
Yeah,
did.
And that's what I'm doing.
in this instance, it's like I'm a child.
I'm not.
They say take your medicine, do this and that. I'm like,
I'm.
bro, I'm taking my
I'm just
medicine since Sunday night when I started feeling it. I sat
okay.
there and told Jordan Taylor, I'm gonna beat this. And come Thursday, I will be 100% healthy inside
You
that
could be good
dome
to
at
go. We
noon.
need you.
At noon, I'm gonna be healthy.
And you getting off work early. You'll get off, making sure you out. So
All
I
right.
took the day off weekend, so we gonna make it work.
oh yeah, absolutely. I'm just encouraging. That's all. I'm not treating you
As
like
you
you're
should.
a child, brother. I'm not.
Encouraging.
I got your
Well, good luck to you. Good luck to you.
good luck to you too, brother.
I don't need the luck. You need it.
I know that. No,
You know what? The heck with
I ain't
this.
worried about that.
I need a referee. I'm gonna get a referee shirt for y'all two tomorrow night. And what kind of a match are we having? Steel cage match?
It ain't gonna last 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Then you talking about our luck, but y'all need luck too. Team that owns you right now.
Who own us?
That's all
Who
I'm
own
gonna
us?
say. You talking about we need luck. You need to look too.
In what?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out who he's talking about.
Yeah. I
What
want to say
you
it.
talking about? What you talking about? Talking about good luck. Mm-hmm.
I don't think he was thinking a punch shot at you.
I know he was saying something, but I ain't saying nothing. It's all good. It's all good. I got your right here.
Forearm.
I ain't scared of nothing.
Cutting their head up left and right, boy.
Man, let me
Elbows
tell
like
you something.
knives, you heard me?
Let me tell you something, bro. All I know, you can beat me all you want to, but I'm going out with something, and you're gonna be hurting with something. That's all. That's how I fight. That's how I fight. That's how I fight. If I get beat down, you gonna get busted with something.
I'm gonna get
That's
busted
just all
with something. Yeah. Good luck to you with that. Good luck to you with that.
May the force be with you. That's what you're telling him.
Like I said, I'm not fighting this man, bro.
Not at all.
That's a freaking cold-blooded killer. I know where I'm going,
Bro.
JB.
Look, tell y'all something, man. When it comes to fighting, to me, that's the most fun thing for me. I don't know why. I get a rush like no other when I fight. I don't start no fights.
Where I work, I got to, and I hate it, but I got to.
I don't start no fights.
Thank God you don't.
I don't start no fights, man. But I just get a rush. When it happens, though. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm 41. The last fight I got in the streets, I was 21. So it's been 20 years I got in a real fight in the streets. All right.
Sound like you need to go back
Thursday.
There's at least one time in your life.
Is what?
You need to go back to competition just one time in your life. And after that, you'll be fine.
I don't know. I had a dream last night that I was back at a tournament and I won.
Wow.
That was crazy. Like, for real. I was back at a tournament and I won. I was like, I don't know, a guy trying to tell me, like, go back and compete one more time.
It might be because you talking about you have the urge that you want to fight. It's a rush. Go get your fill. Get your fill one time and you go back to retirement.
Nah, it's all good.
Somebody gonna call you out. I know it.
They be asking me like, see, Master Boyd, come on, man, you gotta come back, man. You gotta compete again. Come on, man, see, Master Boyd. I said, nah, I'm done, man. I'm done. Those days over with. I tore that patella tendon. That was definitely it. For real. And I was retired then. So I was like, nah. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, we gave y'all a little bit of fun right then and there. We're back tomorrow, 7:15. Okay, everybody. So join us tomorrow at 7:15. Coach J. Rourke of the Gina Giants will join us at 8 o'clock with VK Jones. For George Peppers, I'm JB the Sports Guy. We'll see y'all tomorrow night. Y'all take care.
If you're looking for the best pizza in Metro New Orleans, then you're in the right place. Moe's Pizza has a great selection of Italian food that can satisfy your appetite, and they can also cater to your needs in any event. Give them a call at 504-341-9650 or log on to www.moespizzanola.com, located at 1112 Avenue H in West Wego, Louisiana. Moe's Pizza, Italians do it better.
If you ever need help with 401k services, fiduciary services, or executive benefits, then Jeremy Callaghan of CoSource Financial Group is the guy to see. You can reach him at 337-606-9860.
Hi, I'm Erica Randolph, head coach of the Hahnville Tigers boys basketball team, and you are watching The Hash It Out Show.
Thank you for watching the Hash It Out Show. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Thank you.